Look, before we get into the Bills, and we will, there's another 31 teams in the NFL out there playing and doing most of them considerably better. What impressions have you taken from the first 6 weeks?
The Chiefs are fun to watch. Really fun to watch. But I do like some defense now and then. I mean, I don't need to see the Rams score 38 points, 45 points every week. But every now and then it is kind of fun to see them go up and down the field. And the Chiefs, I mean, Mahomes is, well, he's got the Minnesota Twins roots, so that's probably why it's happening.
Not believers in, moral victories, but that kind of was one Sunday night for them, wasn't it?
I guess. I think they need to prove that they can win that kind of game. It's funny when you see New England wins a shootout, and then you also have the feeling if the game wasn't a shootout, New England would find a way to win that too. The offense is great. I think what you need in defense, look, if you're a bad football team, defense can keep you alive, or a bad offense. I know we're going to talk about the Bills in that sense, or a Baltimore team like that. What you need from defense is the ability to make some plays, to get off the field, to get a strip, to get an interception, because teams are going to score. I mean, the offense is crazy up from even what it was a year ago.
And it's made that way. You can't defend like you used to be able to. So now you're going to score naturally just because you can't touch anybody.
You can defend better than they are now.
Well, yes, and the Ravens are proving it, and some other teams are proving it. But
a couple old guys talking about how defense used to be.
I mean, like last year.
It still used to be.
Who do you like?
What I'm finding interesting is the Chargers, that the Chargers actually may finally, for the first time in Phillip Rivers' career, be the real deal. And I mean, that's a guy that deserves it, right?
Aren't they just teasing again?
Well, no, but here's the thing. Like, normally in the first 5 games, you have like 3 really good games and 1 Phillip Rivers, 2 minutes, got the ball, have to score, can't do it. But what is amazing to me, especially with Phillip Rivers in particular, Eli Manning is breaking down, that's over. It looks like Ben Roethlisberger may be breaking down, and that's coming to an end. Phillip Rivers is as strong as he's ever been. Like, he's always been the step brother to those other 2 guys of that quarterback class, unless you want to include J.P. Lossman. But, like, I almost find myself pulling for the Chargers this year because Phillip Rivers has always done things the right way. He's never thrown anybody under the bus. He's always played tough. I want to see that guy succeed, and I hope that this Chargers team is legit for Phillip Rivers' sake.
And now your Eagles are flying under the radar somehow as defending champs.
Yeah, I mean, they got off to a rough start. They still got a lot to prove. They had a good game against a bad Giants team. You mentioned the Eagles with their offense. I saw a stat that they're averaging like 2 yards more a game right now than they were at this point last year. And last year they were 7th in the NFL. This year they're 17th with almost the same amount of yards. I think there's a lot to be decided. The Chargers are interesting, but they're in the division with Kansas City. Sure. So at some point you're going to because otherwise you end up as a wild card team. That's why for New England it has always been such an easier path to get there. And they earn it because they win the division and usually get home field. Chargers are going to, against Kansas City, that should be a pretty good matchup.
At this point in the season, with a lot to go, if anybody picking against the Rams to win this whole thing the way they're playing right now?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, if we're I like Kansas City. Are we talking out of the NFC right now?
No, all the way.
No, I think the Rams. I think that they're going to find a way to stumble down the stretch there, and in the playoffs, I don't trust that kind of offense against a team that has like legitimate coaching prowess.
So, who do you like more?
I like the Chiefs a lot. I really, really like the Chiefs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams are really good. Last year, they were flying with their offense, and they still had a pretty good defense, and Atlanta came into town and smoked them in the playoffs. They're still very good, but I don't think they're a clear-cut team to win. I mean, they're very good, but I think it's still so early, too.
Kevin?
I do like the Rams. I like what they have and both sides of the ball.